Judge, my daddy isn't my real father and the truth will shock the world. Emily Carter had always believed that Judge William Carter was her real father. For 18 years, she lived under the comforting lie that the man she called Dad was the one who raised her, who loved her unconditionally. But everything changed one fateful day, when Emily walked into a courtroom, ready to reveal a truth that would change everything. It was a day like no other. The courtroom was packed with reporters, the air was thick with tension. The camera crews were all set, broadcasting the trial live to millions of viewers across the country. Emily stood before the judge, trembling but determined. Her heart raced as she stared directly at the man who had raised her, the man who had always been her hero. Judge, my daddy isn't my real father, and the truth will shock the world, she declared, her voice shaking with emotion. The room fell into stunned silence. Gasps echoed throughout the courtroom. Judge William Carter's face turned ashen, his usual composure shattered. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Emily, what are you talking about? This is madness. Judge Carter stammered, trying to regain control of the situation. But Emily's words had already pierced through the calm facade of his world. No, what's madness is that I've lived a lie for 8 years, Emily replied, her voice gaining strength. You kept the truth from me, but I know everything now. And I have proof. With shaking hands, she turned toward her lawyer, Daniel Hayes, who was holding a sealed envelope. He handed it to Emily, and she placed it on the table for everyone to see. The envelope was labeled DNA test results. The room erupted in whispers. The camera zoomed in on Judge Carter's face, and it was clear he knew this day was coming. But he never imagined it would unfold like this. Emily, please, I never meant for you to find out this way, Judge Carter pleaded, his voice trembling. But Emily was resolute. No. The world deserves to know the truth. Just then, the courtroom doors swung open. A tall, imposing figure walked in, a man with a cold, unreadable expression. Richard Lancaster, a well-known billionaire businessman, stood at the entrance. His presence immediately sent waves of shock through the room. Richard Lancaster was a man who had made headlines countless times. But why was he here now? The camera zoomed in on Emily's face as she stood tall, meeting the eyes of her real father for the first time in her life. This is my real father, Emily declared, pointing to Richard. Judge Carter's mouth fell open in disbelief. No, Emily, that man is a criminal. But Richard Lancaster didn't flinch. His voice was calm, yet filled with years of pain. No, Judge. You're the liar. You stole my daughter from me. The courtroom was in chaos now. Reporters scrambled to get the latest headlines, but Emily didn't look away from either of the two men. She was caught in a storm of emotions: betrayal, confusion, and anger. Tell me the truth, right now, Emily demanded, her voice breaking. I deserve to know everything. Judge Carter closed his eyes, a heavy sigh escaping his lips. I did it to protect you, Emily. Emily's heart shattered. You stole me from him. The judge lowered his gaze. 18 years ago, Richard was accused of a crime he didn't commit. I forged the documents. I took you from him, raised you as my own, because I thought it was the only way to keep you safe. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as she tried to process the words. For 18 years, everything she had known had been a lie. The man she had called father had been lying to her. The man who had loved her and raised her was not her biological father. And now, the real truth had come to light. Richard Lancaster stepped forward, his voice growing more intense. You ruined my life, Judge. You stole my daughter and made me a prisoner for years. You took everything from me. The room was filled with tension. But Emily was determined to understand the whole truth. She stepped toward Judge Carter. You can't fix what you've done. But what I do know is that the truth will set us free. The words hung in the air as the room fell into silence. The judge had no words left, his career in ruins. Richard, too, was left standing in front of his daughter, unable to take back the years they had lost. Emily turned to leave, holding the DNA test results close to her chest. The courtroom watched in silence as she walked away from the only life she had ever known, heading toward an uncertain future with her real father. But as she stepped out of the courtroom, one thought echoed in her mind: my life was a lie, but now, I will find the truth. The truth had come to light, and nothing would ever be the same again.